of ZoukCast. Today, as we announced in our Facebook page, we have a special episode on Sunday because our guests couldn't meet on Wednesday because they have classes. We will introduce them very soon. But first of all, let me say hello to my co-host, Nim. Hi, DJ. How are you?
Hey Sandra, I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Finishing the weekend.
Yes.
Back to work.
So, sorry, I had two different sounds here. Was a bit echoing. Yeah, but I'm ready.
Okay,
Yes.
so let me say hello to our special guest. Javi Santos, how are you?
Hello, we're
Hello.
good.
Good.
Enjoying the Sunday.
Yes. Okay, as you may know, one of the main goals of the cast is to share a little bit the Zouk scene between us. And more interested in having you here to talk about your special journey together. First, like individual journey you had in the dance, and then when you started to work together. So, Sam, we will start with you. How did you discover Zouk and how are your beginnings?
Oof. Well, I
Long
I was
question.
I was in Singapore and I saw Jean and Wendy dancing Zouk. So they are the girls that started Two Left Feet in Singapore. And I was like in love with the dance. I was like, oh, I love this dance, and where can I learn it? And I was living in Dubai at the time, and I had a flight to Brisbane with Naya. And so we went and we took a few classes from Larissa, and we both fell in love with it. And well, we were never really planning to teach. So we were just dancing and practicing in Dubai, and people kept asking us, to teach, to teach, to teach. And we kept saying no, no, no. And finally, we decided to start teaching, and that's how Dubai was formed. And that was in 2009. And then, yeah, since then it's been Zouk all the way and nothing else.
And did you dance something before Zouk?
Yeah, so I started with ballroom dancing when I was 12, and then I stopped for quite a few years, and I started salsa when I was 19. And then this is when I was living in Australia, and so I did salsa and tango and a little bit of West Coast swing while I was there, and then I stopped, went back to ballroom in 2006 to 2008, and then started Zouk at the end of 2008.
Okay. Javi, and you?
More short. I was working with Antonio Hernandez, the founder of ZoukCast, and Zouk Devils, of course. And one day he said me, come to dance with us. I'm doing classes. I'm starting Lamba Zouk because
At that time.
at the time Zouk or Mallorca style was Lamba Zouk. And I said, no. Of course, I started dancing Zouk. I used to practice martial arts like Aikido, Taekwondo, Kendo, a lot of martial arts. And I quit all the martial arts and I started dancing Zouk. And I'm here.
You know that I remember because I was already dancing when you started, and I remember a post from Antonio that he put a picture of you and him, and maybe some people remember working at the office, and he wrote something like, "This guy is gonna be the king of Zouk in the future" or something like that. It was true, huh?
I didn't understand.
Translation.
I didn't listen you. Very good.
Yeah, that he posted a picture of Javi and some other people. Antonio posted a picture of Javi and some other people that they work together at the office. And he wrote something like, "This guy is gonna be the fucking master of Zouk."
I didn't remember that. But thank you, Antonio, too.
I didn't know that. That was the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I will look for the picture and I will share with you.
Oh, nice. I didn't remember. It's possible. You know, Antonio is like
Yeah.
the police, no?
Yes. Yeah. Sure. So how was it that you have you coming from Zouk and you some from more real style started to work together?
We started very bad.
Oh yeah. Well, I was in Barcelona doing the intensive course with Daniel and Letitia, and I actually met Javi there, although I didn't know his name or anything, and we danced together, you know, in one of these practice sessions, or I think it was in the port. And I was like, I have no idea what this guy is dancing, but it's not zouk.
I was in my experimental moment, you know. It's like,
I was like, I can't follow anything. I was like, what is this? I don't even know the basic. It's like, okay, I'm dancing really bad, and I don't know anything, or this guy is like just dancing really strange, and you know,
need to start forward. And...
yeah, it's really bad. And then, well, I guess then a year later, 2013, I came back to Barcelona, and I was training with Antonio. And Javi was helping him at the time, so he was helping me.
I was doing my teacher training, so I was there.
And then that's when we started to practice a little bit more together. And I was like, oh, now I understand why it's so strange that we never, you know, we could never dance together in the beginning. And then once we actually started dancing together in 2014, then, you know, I was like, okay, now I understand some of the other concepts that kind of, I don't know, met halfway, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And how was it? Because Javi, you also, I think that you also took, apart from the zouk lessons and the teaching course that you did with Antonio, a lot of privates with several teachers from other styles, no? Which one is the one that you really like the most or you feel more identified with?
I used to love, I love neo-zouk. I was doing a lot of classes with Mafi, of course, and I was 1 week alone in Holland, I remember, doing classes with Renita and Dirk, because with Mafi it was impossible to make like 1 week course. It was impossible with him. And I went 1 week with the creator of zouk, and yeah, a lot of classes, of course. But really, going back to neo-zouk, I think the neo-zouk changed the M-zouk. So M-zouk before was a lot like lambada.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in neo-zouk, when Mafi came here in, I don't remember the date exactly, I think like 2009 or 8, I don't remember exactly. Daniel and Leticia changed a lot, and I was in love with neo-zouk, and I was trying to put together all the pieces. And I think I love the combination of both, of neo-zouk and M-zouk.
Okay, Nim, do you have anything to add or to ask to them?
Well, there's one, it's not on this topic of neo-zouk, but there's someone from Singapore, they miss them and they are asking when they are coming back.
Next year.
This is Razo Ramin?
Amin.
Hey,
Amin. So both of us will be back together in Singapore next summer.
Yeah,
I will actually be back for Christmas to spend Christmas with my family. But yeah, so I'll try to catch up with Singapore Zoukers then.
But only for a while, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, back to this topic. Javi, you did a lot of martial arts in the past. Do you still use some kind of martial art kind of energy flow in the dance?
Yep, a lot.
Explain.
I do some Aikido exercise in the classes. A lot of exercise about the core and the continuity of the movement, and use the energy of the follower. No, and what I say always is like Aikido is like zouk, or zouk is like Aikido, but in zouk you don't drop the other person in the floor.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very similar. For me, Aikido was like a dance when I was practicing Aikido, and was one of the reasons for me to start zouk, because it was very similar. like
Mhm.
really.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw a couple of videos from some people doing Aikido, but then like in a dance form, like
Yeah.
following, leading together, at the same time. And what I also do, I don't do Aikido, but I used to do all the kind of martial art. But in my dance, I do more this contact improv kind of stuff. Like when you lead someone, but you can lead, and within the leading, you can also follow the follower where it's going, and then follow that direction, and then continue the leading. That's the thing I have learned from contact improvisation. That like go in the flow and then continue the movement.
Yeah, exactly. One phrase that I say is like you need to listen through your skin.
Hmm.
No, you listen. You sometimes your skin, you feel like it's going down. No, like
Yeah.
follower, and it's like you play with this. You need to listen with your skin. So it's similar than contact improvisation. I don't know. I did some classes of contact, of course,
Hmm. Hmm.
but yes, it's similar concepts. But of course, content improvisation works a lot of different types of contact and rotation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different.
Okay.
And I can imagine you had spent hours training, trying to put everything together, no? So the knowledge and the experience of Mama Z, as she was known in Dubai, plus the Aikido, plus the Zouk. So I can imagine you sometimes wanted to kill each other during the trainings, or
We
For Samantha, you did all these different kind of dances, ballroom, and others. Do you fuse like Neo Zouk, M Zouk, Rio style Zouk, ballroom dances? Do you fuse them together, or do you give classes like separately stuff, or do you fuse everything together?
No, at the moment, I mean, we fuse everything. So when we first started, of course, I had my way of doing a certain movement, and he had
Mhm.
his way. So when we first started working together, it was like, okay, so we like certain things from Mzouk or Neo-Zouk or traditional,
Mhm.
and then some other things like, okay, it's a bit, it's more limited, right? In the, let's say the next movement or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was more discussing and like arguing sometimes, like, I don't know, but I think this way is better because of this, da da da. And then of course, I think what happens is that because I've danced other styles as well, is that when I'm dancing, they come across whether it's intentional or not, because for example, for years of ballroom training, maybe some of the techniques come out, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, so it's not necessarily maybe fusing, but it's like a real fusion, but it's more of maybe applying techniques that I've learned before
Or
into,
it feels more natural to you?
yeah.
Okay. But if you give like for beginners classes, what kind of basic do you use? Like the Rio style basic or MZouk basic or like a middle way something?
We change the way. No. Really, one of the things that we meet, we meet in the middle. No?
Like we compromised
We
on,
compromise
like
on
we agreed on.
is we use the mostly all the basic of MZouk
Hmm.
with some variations,
Hmm.
and the upper part more like flow or Neo Zouk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we use the basics because I think the basic of Zouk are very strong, and I think you mind
Yeah, I
with
think the
the
basic of
Zouk is
MZouk,
like the
it's
directions and all of this,
yeah.
is very nice, and the upper part of the position is maybe more like flow or Neo Zouk. All the extreme manipulations of the upper body we use
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah.
and torsions we use more the Neo Zouk style, and it's like I think this for us is like the basics for Mzouk and the upper part for with other styles.
Hmm. And for like when you continue teaching, do you have certain plan for in the future? Like you want to make this style in a certain thing or whatever, or just give it classes and you call it you are giving Zouk classes and you keep
Is what a
fusion.
lot of people say to us. No?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't have a name for it. We don't Zouk.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We don't want to brand it or anything. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, we dance Zouk, and maybe the way we dance looks different to other styles. But when people ask, we don't say, "Oh yeah, it's Javi and Sam Zouk," or whatever it is. It's we just say, "Yeah, it's
yeah." We explain the history of the movement, because it's when you understand the history of the movement, or the why, no, the why of the things you do, no. So we explain this is for this and comes from Zouk, and I explain the JJ story in the in the made in Brazil, or explain one movement. I remember Ranita explaining me this because this is, I explain a little the base, but it is not we don't create nothing really. We share the knowledge, and we share the knowledge how we feel. We want to say we feel like this. We think that this is safe for the follower and the leader, and this is our way to share this with you.
Yeah. Cool. And like beside of teaching, traveling, giving workshops, you also DJ. How is your future with DJing?
Man, it's a lot of things, no? You say it's a lot of things, and publicity, and I have a work, normal work too. So it's a lot of things, and making productions of music is a long time. You need to choose the song, sounds.
But people still like the song we made together. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Still like that song.
That you did.
Yeah, I like that song.
She said the song was was the first song with the voice of Sam saying
Dub Zouker.
Oh, yeah. I like. Yeah, true. But I don't know. Maybe because now I'm playing a lot of original songs, a lot, because I was talking with Jean from Singapore. I was talking, and it's true. And I mean that they play in Asia. They play a lot more about original songs and covers more than Zouk remixes. I think it's good and bad, of course, but it's okay. I think we are in one level that we don't need really remixes, because Zouk now is like forgetting a little some traditional music. It's good to keep this music, of course. We play this in beginners classes, but I think it's like the other day I was talking with Lindy Hop teacher, and she said that the Lindy Hop people think that West Coast people are strange because they are dancing like the last song in the radio, no? So maybe now the Zoukers, or the new Zoukers, new age, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to brand no one. It's like it's strange, no? You are not dancing the Lamba songs or Zouk songs or Kizombas, and we're the strange. But I think this is what makes the dance evolve. No?
Okay. I have a question from Javier. He said, people say that dance is a universal language. Did you find a substantial difference in the energy, the feeling, and the dance style, etc., that you find in different countries when you visit? Is there a difference?
Totally.
Yes.
What different do you feel?
Totally.
Well, I guess some countries, you feel that the girls or the guys, they're used to dancing a certain style. Maybe it's they have, for example, if they have only one main teacher or one main scene, then of course all the students tend to dance in that particular style. Or some the leads tend to be stronger, or other countries or cities the leads are softer. It's everywhere is different, I guess. Each city. I don't know.
Holland is like a mix.
Yeah, nice mix.
In Vietnam is all love.
Love.
Really, it's like in Japan is like paying attention in all the details, and is different. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a good thing, you know, like for us, I mean, we have our regular classes here, which is, you know, really great. And it's also nice to be able to travel a little bit. I mean, not that much, but a little bit to, as well, you know, you get new energy and different energy from each group and each.
And for Sam, you are a follower. When you dance, okay, the first question, who or what style of dance do you prefer to dance? Like someone from Zouk or Zouk or Zouk
Oof.
as follower?
Oh gosh. Honestly, like, yes, this question is for me. For me personally, my favorite dances would have to be the simplest ones, where the connection is really nice and...
Like Kizomba?
No. I mean, let's just not get into... I don't dance Kizomba, okay? I don't dance Kizomba. But let's say... I mean, where the connection is really nice, the movements don't have to be overly complicated, but where the focus is like, you know, on a good connection, a strong basic,
creativity,
the feeling, the feeling. But that doesn't mean that, stop taking notes. That doesn't mean that like, I just want to like stay in a hug for, you know, 5 or 6 minutes or however long the song is, you know, but I think it's about this balance, and especially in a social or in a congress, you know, it's important to have a balance, that you're not like dancing nonstop the whole time, which is really tiring, but it's also, you know, balancing with the nice hug moments, I guess.
Okay, do you prefer, or do you have a favorite dancer? Okay,
I have to say that, right?
Oh yeah. And for Javi as leader,
It's Sam.
Oh, it's Sam. No. But as leader, you are dancing with different followers. They have also different energy, connection. Explain.
For me, it depends on the music, totally. No, I don't use this thing about the fire, the water, and all of this. I use my feelings, and it's about the music. We was talking about this in class the other day, that some songs, it's like you feel you need to dance happy, and you need to, and some songs I feel more like soft. You know, it's like I try to dance how I feel. No, the other day in Zouk Devils in the event, Antonio did the class for me, of course, because I was very thinking in other things. But the class was for this, sharing emotions, no? And one of the first exercise was like almost like cry, no? It's one of the things of Zouk, no? You can make the other person cry. You can make the other people laugh and be crazy and be bad. You know?
And like as couple, you are dancing. Not only you are couple, like private, but also dancing together. How do you separate? And do you have tip for other people?
Don't spend 24/7 together, because you will kill each other at some point. Well, I guess in the beginning, it's like, you want to be together all the time. It's like, oh, it's really great that we're dancing together, we're working together, we're traveling together, we're living together. And then there comes a point where it's like, okay, you need a little bit of space. I think it's important, firstly, I think, to balance the time that you're not together all the time. That I have. Like I do my own thing and he does his own thing as well. But at the same time, also to separate the dancing and the work from the personal and the private life. Is to have the balance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, for me anyway.
Sometimes we're fighting in the studio. No? We go now to the studio now. We go now.
Yeah.
But if you are fighting, who's the winner? Because Javi knows martial arts. Oh my god.
And that also answers your question on who's the boss, right?
Yes.
Oh, that was my last question. No, spoiler.
Sometimes we fight and then we go out and that's it.
well, no, it's not that's it, but it's usually after about 20, 30 minutes, and it's like, okay, we're okay.
After a coffee,
you know?
That's it.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Changing a little bit the topic, how do you see the local zouk scene in Barcelona now? What is your point of view?
No, this one you. We was talking today about, we are not teaching in Barcelona city. We are teaching around Barcelona. We're teaching in Sabadell, Mollet, Mataró, because we decide to not teach where it's seen, because when beginners starts zouk, they need to have a base with one teacher. They don't need to go to one teacher 1 month and go to other teacher the other month. They need to go to one teacher and learn the basics, and then it's like, okay, I go to learn other things, other basics, or other style or whatever, because was my experience. And we decided to not teach in Barcelona, because in Barcelona is a lot of internationals. You have Xavi and Laura from Lamba Zouk, Dance Emotion, Papagayo and Olaya, Lamba Zouk too. Now Antonio and Marcela is doing classes in Barcelona, and a few other teachers are teaching in Barcelona, and of course Daniel and Leticia, now more Leticia, but we decided to not teach there. So we are working now like 2 years, around Barcelona, and I don't know. I love my students.
Yeah,
I love my students, and we are trying to grow like not our scene, but like a different way to understand the zouk, no? What zouk devils we normally do, no? The different way. Zouk need to be part of your life, and need to be funny, need to be social, need to be all of this, and not, how to say, not to have a good convivencia, to have a good convivencia. Buena convivencia, Sandra. Que tengan buena convivencia entre ellos.
like to make their life better, no? For them to live together
Que
with
tengan buena convivencia entre ellos.
like to have a good relationship.
Yeah, and not problems, and to enjoy the scene.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the zouk scene here. I think I think there's a little bit of the different styles, it's like Lamba Zouk on one side, and then maybe on the other side is like Zouk. So I guess sometimes, people get confused between the styles, but I mean, this is, a topic for a whole other 3 other ZoukCasts. So let's just not get into that. But I mean, we get along with everyone in the scene. Well, I think so. From outside, yes. Yeah. Whether, but from outside, we don't have issues or conflicts or anything.
We do parties together with everyone, and no problem, of course.
Yeah.
So.
And the Spanish people are great and super friendly, and I love it here, and that's why I'm still here.
Are you like in Dubai? Sam used to be the Mama Zouk. Are you in Spain also?
No.
No?
No,
mommy.
I'm like a little mama for, I guess, our little group, sometimes for birthdays or...
She's the cake maker.
By the time, I'll like make something for them. Otherwise...
Is there any future plans for being real mama?
Ooh. Well, at the moment, no. Just we want to still focus on the dancing, and but I'm not getting any younger, so I don't know.
Yeah,
ask me again in
the clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Nim, can you check if we have any other question on the chat?
No, nothing else.
Okay, I would like to finish with one question. Which is the best advice you were given when you started dancing zouk, or the one that you will really like to give to the audience and to your students in particular?
That's a tough one.
You have this thought like, who is the boss was easy, no?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm trying to think, huh? Like best piece of advice that someone gave. Think, wow, I'm sure if I thought about this question later, I'll be like, oh yeah, of course, so and so said this, and you know. But at the moment, all that comes to mind is something that someone told me. And if I'm not wrong, because this was quite a while ago, I think it was Bruno from Australia, Bruno Congowoin, who I haven't seen in many, many years, the photographer. And he told me that, you know, you should dance to express and not dance to impress. And this is something that I always, you know, remember. I'm sure there are many more pieces of advice, but at the moment, this is the main one that comes to mind for me.
I like because for me, I'm always dancing like inside because I'm not a dancer, so always outside the people like see me very bad, so it's my thing. And always I try to dance like inside, and with my partner, and yeah, and really I don't think to impress no one.
Well, but that's great, no? When you really put yourself with your partner into the dance and you really disconnect and you even may close the eyes, then the song finishes and you're like, oh, I was there, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like sometimes I'm dancing and I'm in one position very strange, but it's like, okay, I don't know, but I'm good, so I go ahead, no? Like the people from outside, like, what is doing? He's doing sometimes like he's doing sex or he's doing the stupid or he's doing whatever. Like, okay.
Okay, great. Nim, do you have any other questions?
Well, there was a question from Susie. She asked when she will, or when Javi and Susie will be working together. Ooh.
What happens?
Ooh, DJ proposal.
Ah, yes, Susie, of course, we can do one remix or something. I think Susie didn't have any remix, no? I don't know.
She hasn't.
No?
No, we had her on ZoukCast on a previous episode, talking about very experienced DJing from Kizomba coming now into Zouk. And if I'm not mistaken, she said that she has not ever made any remix.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she feels it's not the time, or maybe I don't remember if it's that she really is not. But if she's proposing to you, maybe it's interesting.
We can do something. We can produce some sound. Noise. Some noise.
Some noise. Okay. Okay, well, I think that was everything for the episode. Thank you, Javi, Sam, for sharing your ideas with us. Thank you also, Nim, for being there and helping me with the questions. And thanks to everybody that is listening to us. I hope you have enjoyed, and see you next Wednesday. We will announce the episode very soon, but I can already say that we'll have Marlon and Artur from Abu Dhabi.
Kraken and R2, my baby.
So let's see us on Wednesday, and that's all. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. We are still live. Dab Sugar. DJ Nymph. We are still live.